Hi, welcome to this follow along. We're going to move together for the next 35 minutes. And we're going to start by surfing mini waves around the body. So we start with our right hand. So you can bring the right hand like this. So from supination to pronation, then we stop here. Poof. And from here, you can imagine that your fingers are starting to draw a wave. You can imagine it's like a fish that is not moving in space. It's just swimming here. You can go into the extension of the fingers, and then when you get into this end of the range here, you can flex them again and then go to the other side. In your forearm, you can leave still, quiet, not moving too much in space. Let's see how this works. You can also even support your elbow here in the like in this hole here you have in the belly, the hole of the belly, and then just rest it there. Good, and now we start with the wrists. With the wrist, so the wrist is leading the movement and the fingers are following. Now the fish is moving from the butt, you can imagine. And if you cannot imagine, then just drop it. Stick to your hand. Can you, while you're doing the surfing the wave here with your on the hand, can you also relax the rest of the body? So can you drop the shoulder? Can you relax the other hand? Good. Relax the right arm. We go to the left arm. Starting with the fingers, resting the elbow here, chuck here, and then going. Fingers leading, and then the wrists follow. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's the sound of the fish. And we change, so wrist is now beginning the movement, and then the fingers follow. Boom. Good. Relax the hand, relax the forearm. We go back to the other side and we go again with the hand beginning the movement from the fingers. And now we see how this movement can slowly become a little bit bigger, and you can bring more movement also in the whole forearm. So now you're not blocking the forearm anymore here. You can leave it just resting in the air, just floating, and then from here, allowing the movement that starts in the finger also travel through the whole arm. So the forearm especially, but I'm also moving here a little bit. So now the fish is just getting some space here, side to side. And we change direction. So starting from the wrist. And opening the joints here, so the movement of the wrist can also make my forearm move in space. Good, we go to the other side, starting with the fingers, allowing the movement to travel through my forearm. And still our fish here is not like occupying a lot of room, so it's more of a small lake or something like this. We change direction. And again, can you here relax the other shoulder, the other arm, drop into position, while still swimming here with your left hand. Good. We go now to the other hand again, starting from the fingers, and now allowing the movement to travel also through the forearm arm into my shoulder. So I can also rotate the shoulder here, and you can notice there's also some movement happening in the chest. So traveling through my whole arm, into the shoulder, into the chest, and you can leave the head still quiet, so looking forward. You can also notice some rotation, slight rotation in the spine. And I change direction. You can really imagine that movement starting from the wrist, and then the rest just follows. Now the fish is getting more self-confident, swimming, exploring more the area here. Could we change side? Starting from the fingers, allowing the movement to travel through the forearm, into the shoulder and the chest. My head keeps facing forward. Good, and we change direction. So starting from the wrist, and the rest is following. You can always slow down the movement and try to really understand the moment when you change from one joint to the other. Chung, chung. Nice. You take the hand, you go back to the first hand, and now we try to make this movement as big as possible. So I'm also bringing from the fingers, moving the wrists, the arm, the shoulder, the chest, the spine, and also my head. So now you can really allow the head to go with the movement of the hand. And really rotating also in the pelvis. If you get a bit dizzy, you can also slow down. And we change direction. So making the movement wider. Good. We change side. Starting with the tip of the fingers. Traveling through the wrist, forearm, shoulder, chest, head, spine, pelvis. Also my feet are working here. Now we change direction, starting from the tail. Good, nice. We walk a little bit in space, relaxing the arms and the hands. Nice. And now what we try to do is to explore this pattern here at the same time. So I'm going into the fishy, swimming, surfing, wavy movement at the same time. So going in both arms. And I'm crossing my left arm on top of the right arm. Don't mind the noises. There is a giant walking in the room. And now what we try to do is to go more into the extension of the spine from the movement and into flexion. So I extend and I flex. Extend and I flex. Boom, 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 boom. Now I change the arm that is on top. So. Extending, flexing. And I try to allow that the movement happens from the hands. So I wait, and then I wait, and good, now I change direction. So bring it in. Boom. one arm on top. So my left arm is now on top. And even though we're still extending and flexing the spine, you probably noticed that it's a bit different from the previous one. And we change the arm that is on top. Getting very warm in the shoulders. Good. Relaxed arms. Cool. We go back to the first, to the unilateral waving, surfing movement. And now we try to walk from this pattern, or with this pattern. Yeah, so I start with just first start in the standing position, go again into this feeling of the fish here, coming from the tip of the hands, traveling through the wrists and through the forearm into the shoulder. Boom. And now from here you can start to walk. And can you use this movement, the pattern, to create more rotation in the chest, in the spine, the lower spine also, in the head. And just keep walking. Walking forward and playing a little bit with this. So making the lake bigger for the fish to swim, or making it a bit smaller, creating less rotation. Good. Now we go into the movement from the wrist, so go back again into your standing position. And go back into the feeling of moving from the wrist, and then the rest is just following. Now I want you to try to walk backwards with this movement, and again creating rotation. See how this movement pattern can help you to get more range here in the rotation. Vroom, 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 vroom. Good. We go to the other side. Going again into the standing position. Starting from the fingers. Small leg first, yeah, just getting into the feeling again. Okay, I know this, I've done this before. And then going, yeah, walking forward with emotion. and widening the range, enlarging the lake. And here you can play with the hand, you can play with the chest, so bringing more motion of the head, also really rotating with the hand, also the chest. Or making it also more quiet. But we still try to keep this walking pattern, yeah? This brings some extra layer of coordination. Good, when we change direction, so we go back to the standing position, boom, starting from the wrists, from the left wrist, understanding the movement, again, recognizing, and then we go, walking backwards, turning around, yeah. You cannot walk backwards forever. And see how in this turning around you can use the pattern to bring you also more of a groove, boom, or more of a momentum, and making the motion, the walking motion, bigger. Good, nice. So now we come to the last variation. We bring right hand, left hand, starting from the tip of the finger, starting from the wrist, and we just combine them, yeah? So we walk in space and use these patterns to bring me into different positions, create different ranges, create more or less rotation. Yeah, so you can just play with this now. Okay, so we do this for some minutes. Freestyle, you do your thing, I do my thing, and we kind of meet here in the middle. Okay, let's start. You can also come up with new patterns using these basic patterns to move. Nice. Relax. You can also just walk a bit in the space without any fish movement following you. Good. So what we did now is we explored this this sort of wavy motion, especially coming from the hands and moving into the rest of the body. So now we try to use this understanding that we had here in the hands also for the rest of the body. So see how you can translate the wavy, the fish sort of motion into your body, yeah? So I don't go now and do spinal waves, and we do different patterns, but you just see what you have, what you can, and we just play with this for the last minutes. Okay? Cool. You can also use the hands, everything. Yeah, bring the whole, swallow the wave, swallow the swimming texture of the fish in the body. Cool, we go. And relax. Nice, good, yeah. So you can also try this out with music, using the whole body to create the sensation of wave. You can also do this on the floor. So yeah, it's just a very nice pattern to implement into different practices. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.